really seem like anything else had happened in the past that would say that the mom was insane or anything like that. So, and then she just randomly, like this happened with the kids. So I feel like this was something that was planned, and she wasn't actually like doesn't have a disorder that, because it would be something that would build up over time, and like the kids didn't show signs of like abuse in the past or anything like that.
Okay. In the end of chapter 1, it explains the same thing you said. This woman, she had an older brother that was like on top of things. He was so smart and he was doing all these things. And he went off to college and he was like so successful. And she got a call one day and it was her mother, and she's like, your brother just killed himself. And she was like, what? He didn't show any signs of this or that. And she was like, well, he didn't want to tell anybody because he was scared that he would be judged or something like that. So it doesn't have to show on the outside. Like, if I was crazy, Caprice could be my best friend and still not know it. And then I could contain it all inside as a mental thing, and then just contain it all on my own instead of just showing it. So I wouldn't be judged. So.
Can I say something to that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But in that same story, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, it also said that the brother, for a few months before that, had been living at home. Like, he came home from college and just ended up staying like longer and longer, and like was showing signs, like there were signs towards the end of like what was going on with him, and he was diagnosed as bipolar, or I think it was bipolar that he was, and so towards the end there were signs of it.
Yeah, but he was saying that like that was the last few months. He was saying that it happened like his freshman year, and he was like a senior in college, so it could have like all held in there, like just like her. It could have been like all held in there until like the last minute to where she snapped, and it would have been too late for anybody. So you can only see the lasting effects of it, but it might have been something from a long period back.
Very good. All right, this side.
Oh, already.
I'll go. Okay. All right. Which may I mention? Her nickname, her neighbors called her Crazy Zakia. Just putting that out there.
What?
That's fact. That's what her neighbors called her. Anyway. I just have to ask.
Where are you getting this?
Just don't ask me. Anyway, I have one question.
It's because he's one of the males in it. We discussed this at the time. He's on the run.
That's relevant. I have one question. One question. Why'd she do it? Why'd she do it? If she's not crazy, why'd she do it? No logical person, no mother who carried 4 children, and not at the same time, in her four children through the processes. Why would she take their own lives? If she's not crazy. What?
Can anybody?
Nope.
Or does it have to go in order?
It has to go in order because that's the equalizer. Yep.
Can we tell him or?
I respond to that. Like, I have to respond to what he said? Or, okay.
And then you give yours.
Wait, first, you obviously, hopefully are not the women. So you're obviously not going to know what the love for a mother's child is. There are mothers who do not love their children. There are mothers who don't care about their kids. There are people who abandon their children. So there's not always going to be that motherly love aspect. So you can't just say, oh yeah, just because she's a mother, she had to have been crazy. Because there are mothers who don't care about their children. Who have easily done this.
Good. Okay, now your point.
Personally, my defense is that there were 2 people. It's very, very rare that you'll have 2 people who have planned something out like this, just snap like that, and just go around and kill kids at the very, very exact same time. So obviously she would have had to have some sanity to have, first of all, planned it down to exactly how she was going to do it, or get a basic idea of what tools or things that she might use. And she's going to obviously have to have some sanity to call her friend up and to maybe ask for help from this friend or relative or whoever it was. And you can't just say that she's insane because 2 people just don't snap.
Okay, let me answer your statement with a question.
Okay.
So you're telling me that you can't plan something if you're insane?
You can plan something if you're insane, but also people in insane asylums can tell you what's right from wrong. And she very well knew that murder was wrong and that exorcisms are legal.
Can I come back? Okay. You said people in asylums can't tell between what's right
They
and
can.
They can?
Yes. There have been studies where you can ask a person in an insane asylum if murder is wrong, if robbery is wrong. There have been studies showing it, and they can tell you, yes, it's wrong.
Well,
If
is
they
it-
did it, though, they'll ask you why they did it. They don't know. But there are people that are considered crazy that can tell you right from wrong. So she can be right from wrong.
Isn't like schizophrenia or whatever, I know the movie The Beautiful Mind or something like that. It's like,
Well, it depends on which mental disorders. Not all disorders have the same.
yeah, but I'm saying like in the movie, that movie, in A Beautiful Mind, it was like he thought like what he was seeing, it was real, and so he was planning out all these stuff. So like from your perspective, it might be like, oh, they know what they're doing because they're doing all this, but in their mind, it might be like, I'm doing this because these voices are telling me to, I have to do this because they want me to, and blah, 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 and so it's really different from your perspective, but like until you're like actually knowing what's happening to them on the inside, I don't think it's like a valid argument.
Well, maybe address the
But can
reasoning.
you prove, though, like so you said that's not valid, not a valid argument, but can you prove that that's what's happening with her? Can you prove that
In,
that's what's going on
innocent until
inside her
proven
head?
guilty, can you prove that the opposite?
What, okay, so back to this side for your statement, so you can rebuttal. So are you going to address what the cause was? Either team?
Could have been so clouded by.
No, but what did she say was the reason that she was doing this? And why don't you go from that approach, all right? So they'll be on statement.
Oh, she got it.
You want us to say from this, like what she wanted?
No, whatever, but, I mean, we know from the evidence what she said, the reason that she did this.
Yeah.
So I'd like for you guys to address that, like, the reason, you know, she said it's because of demons, so, demons and spirits, so use that as part of your statements.
We're
Okay.
gonna go insane just like wanting
Okay,
to-
shh.
There's too many people.
That probably scared her a lot.
Well-
Okay, so who's speaking for these guys, to these guys?
Like you
Well-
want us to say,
You should, yeah.
so you want us to say like why she did it, like they.
Well, address now from the perspective of, she said it was because of demons and spirits. So take that filter, that piece of it. How does that go towards insanity? How does that go towards planned? Okay?
She could have, yeah, she could have been an extreme schizophrenic and the voices told her because that's a symptom of it, delusions, hallucinations,
But both
and
of
it's
them?
a split from reality. Crazy people travel together.
They travel.
Birds
That is
flock
exactly.
together, fly together.
Birds
Birds are flock right together, ooh. Man.
So, she has no documented history of mental illness.
Okay, does everybody?
Just what I told Hannah, the guy, he didn't have no.
Okay, so you say that something
didn't have
triggered
Grammar.
her to go crazy.
You
What'd
are
say?
illiterate.
She could have been battling it her whole life.
Yeah, it could've-
Okay, shh, it's Alexa's turn.
So you guys are saying that something triggered her to lash out and start to kill her children?
Okay, like if you had a bad
It's like a
kid.
yes or a no question.
She can't elaborate? She can't elaborate on the
That's
question?
supposed to go off your statement. Don't tell me
That
Are
wasn't
you
a
done?
statement, it was a question.
I know, I'm answering.
Yes or no?
So just like you have a bad kid, like you're gonna lash out on them and like start.
So you're
beating
saying
them.
something triggered her, okay?
Yeah, I was
So
so
something
triggered.
triggered her, so it would have to have been recently or else she would have been showing signs when she was at church praying to the Lord.
Maybe that's why she's
Am I allowed to
There's
say
your
something?
answer right there, so. There's where Shanice's question applies, right there.
So, okay, so you're saying, okay, so I'm.
Well, to
okay.
her point, it fits.
I'm understanding that you guys are saying that something triggered her, but if something triggered you to go crazy, so something triggered you to go crazy, how are you all of a sudden a part of some demon assassin group of, at the least that we know, of 4 people going around saying that children can be possessed by demons? If you believe that since the day you were born, or since however many years ago you became a part of this group, why would you have children if you believe that they could be possessed by demons? That
How do
doesn't
you,
make sense.
how do you know if she was in the group after she had kids?
Okay, so why would you, if you were in a group like that, why would you keep children? Wouldn't it
She
make sense
did,
to
she
get
tried to
rid of them?
exterminate them. Yeah, she was just trying to get rid of them right there.
Well,
Maybe
obviously
she
she was
was
trying to get rid of them.
Exterminate.
Okay, your
So
statement,
you're saying that she tried to get rid of them, so wouldn't that mean that she knows that she was killing them?
Well, she says in here she wanted their children to see God, so that was a good act on her part.
But didn't she bring them to church?
Maybe that was
Get 'em
not-
ready,
it was a good
preparation.
answer that she needed.
You just lost.
Your statement.
So how does that make
Is it
sense?
our turn to do
Doesn't
it?
make sense, they just help prove our point.
Yeah, no kidding.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
We have to keep going. They got like 10 people over there.
But they can only say one anyway, so.
So what's our next thing?
All right, actually, my battery's about to die and my cord's at home. So the rest